갈게요. 쇼메누치. 헤이! 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 So, thank you. So what we were doing second class is working still with yellow belt techniques, the Shomenuchi, this downward strike to the head. In the first class we did Kokyunage. This class we went to Kokyunage, but a little bit different of a teisabaki or hand movement. And we're trying to now work a little bit more in the blending because we're trying not to meet it at 90 degrees and hurting our ulnar radius. So we're keeping that arm in ornate, unbendable arm, and it's coming up just so that the attack kind of slide by it. And if I turn my thumb down, I mount the elbow and the head. And we just really wanted to concentrate on that, a little bit different of a hand movement position, but the same classic technique that we learned in our first class, the cross hand wrist grab, Kokyunage. When I was working with Jeff over here, we were doing the same thing. We were still doing Kokyunage, still breath timing throw or noggin, nage throws. We were doing from Shomenuchi. And then I picked up a bokken or a wooden sword and I asked him to do the same thing. I picked up a tanto or a wooden dagger or knife, asked him to do the same thing. I picked up the jo, I asked him to do the same thing, the staff. I picked up the fojo, as we'll call it now, the little jo, and I kind of asked him to do the same thing. And then I had Jo come up here and I was attacking Jo with the jo. And the same thing, I was asking him to do Kokyunage, asking him to do Kokyunage, asking him to do Kokyunage. When Jeff was up here and Jo was attacking him, I was asking him to do Kokyunage, asking him to do Kokyunage until it looked good. And then he switched to Kokyunage, and I wanted to do that a couple times until it looked good. They're the first two techniques that we learned, generally in intro class, which is exactly what Jeff did when we applied it to a new and maybe a different scenario that we usually don't get too much experience with. And that's kind of the nice thing about the weapons. We can use the weapons for tools for our martial or our non-combative or not only hand defenses to help us understand from the weapon to the hand more the body movement, more what's going on, etc. We also have paired practice that will happen with the bokken, or bokken on bokken, or jo on jo, or if you're with sensei down in DC, tanto on tanto, just to get a little bit more of that knife fighting, that bokken, that jo kind of the fights, and those katas, that blending together. But we were just really working on Shomenuchi tonight, and we did Kokyunage the first class, and we did Kokyunage this class. Thank you very much for your attention. Once again, a little bit of a slower class, but as we go along further and further, you get more and more comfortable with the rolling, more and more comfortable with the weird Japanese and the talking and whatnot. We'll make it easier and we'll get up there a little bit more, and hopefully we'll start looking like Joe. He's got a nice little sweat on him now, which is good. And that's the idea what we're going for, is that cardio, be comfortable in an uncomfortable situation, like testing. If you saw those people up here testing, they're all nervous. If you can be comfortable and you do what you're supposed to do when there's tons of people looking at you, you'll be good. And that's really what it comes down to, is the confidence, that mat presence in the real world, and kind of the confidence that comes with it. So, thank you very much for your attention. If we can just get a little bit of a sweep tonight, and if anything looks very dirty, please just touch it up, because I know they cleaned Monday night.
Show me, right? Sensei, you ready?
どうもありがとうございました。先生。
What's the guy, you ready?